Crane, you there?
Hey, what's up, Spike?
Just FYI, if you need me, I'll be at the ferry station helping Morgan prep the barge.
Alright, so number one, I am happy to report that the performance issues that I had experienced in this game are... they're not here now, so I am super happy because I really wanted to come back to Dying Light 1 to re-experience what it is to play a Dying Light game, because Dying Light 2 does not deliver, and it delivers in ways nobody else talks about. Nobody else talks about this shit, so we're gonna talk about it right here. How does Dying Light 2 not deliver? What is it that really makes Dying Light 2 an inferior game? I'll tell you. You know what really broke me? Other than the fact that sliding in Dying Light 1 is so much better than Dying Light 2. Like, how do you fuck up the sliding mechanics in your game, bro? How do you do that? What really made me stop loving Dying Light 2 and I stopped seeing its potential, and I'm just like, I give up. I freaking give up with this game. It's not worth it. It's done. It's over. I'm throwing in the towel. What made me do that? It was the Baba mission. The Baba mission made me give up on Dying Light 2. And it was the Baba mission that made me see the pattern. That's when I finally saw the pattern. And the pattern is this. In the Baba mission, you reach part 10 with her mission, and then you have to meet Corvus in the backyard, and that mealy-mouthed bastard tries to kill you because, you know, he's been nothing but ugly to you the whole time, and all of a sudden he suspiciously wants to drink with you. Like, it didn't seem right, so I was a bit standoffish with him. So, he picked a fight with me, and he tried to kill me. So I got... No! Get off me, bitch! So, yeah, so Corvus is all like... Once you kill him...
What was that?
You return to Baba, and then she confides in you that all the hard work that you put into finding stuff for her, it was all a ruse. The whole time. She was just seeing what you had. Like, did you have the grit? Did you have, like, the super toughness it took to take on Corvus? I fought Corvus. He was not that hard to fight. Like, he was not a hard person to fight. Okay. He was just like a basic bitch enemy. And I'll tell you what, okay, that, oh, I'm gonna get you now, fucker. Like, okay, so then there's Corvus's voice, right? That you, like, he uses throughout the whole story. And then when you go to fight him, he's got that generic hillbilly, oh, how you like this now, fucker? Well, I'm gonna get you, you fucker. Hey, fucker. Like, really? So while you're fighting Corvus, he's got this basic bitch, generic bad guy voice. It was like this basic redneck bad guy voice. So yeah, like, Corvus is like, I will have your head, dog. And then when you get into the fighting, he's like, here, fucker, I'm gonna get you now. Oh, it's all over. Hey, you like this, fucker? Like, it was really lazy and super immersion breaking to have Corvus shout out generic bad guy voices, hillbilly bad guy voices. And after I kill him, I go back to Baba, and then she tells me that she worked for the, she was a scientist or, someone like pre-apocalypse, because, it only takes, 10 years for everybody to turn into a bunch of primitive barbarians. I fucking fine now. But anyway, so she confides in me that all the work I put into bringing her stuff didn't mean anything. Like, she was just testing me to see if I could kill that generic, not even threatening asshole who had held her captive. And my favorite part was him was doing this, oh, I'm gonna get you now. How you like this, fucker? Like, literally, that was the laziest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's Corvus with his voice and him saying stuff, and then as soon as you get into fight mode, he turns into a generic bandit. Like, I will have your head, dog. And then, 10 seconds later, oh, try this on, fucker. Oh, I'm gonna get you, fucker. It was awful. But what made it even worse is when Baba was all like, oh, well, I don't really need anything from you. I just wanted you to kill him. I was his captive. I was his victim. And, she runs an apothecary in Villador. You mean to tell me that she has nothing more to do with you? After that moment, you're completely obsolete. You are irrelevant. You're irrelevant. You don't mean anything to her anymore. Absolutely nothing. She doesn't need anything. She doesn't need equipment. She doesn't need glass tubes. She doesn't need medicine. She doesn't need antibiotics. She doesn't even need a fucking bottle of aspirin. She doesn't need you to go get her anything anymore. As soon as you kill Corvus, it's all over. And that was the moment I realized that Dying Light 2 is a fucking piece of shit, my friends. It's lazy, and the whole game is designed to make you feel irrelevant. If you don't believe me, it happens. Now, the reason why I know this is because it happened to me before with the Carriers Guild. It happened with Carriers Guild. I didn't mind delivering mail around Villador. It sent me out there exploring locations, finding new places, delivering mail. And yeah, arguably, the dialogue with the recipients of the mail was kind of cringy. It still had me out there doing things. But after you reach part 10, there's nothing. Nobody needs mail anymore. Nobody needs this. Nobody needs that from you. Nobody needs anything from you. You built this big, open world. While the story's going on, people need shit from you. And you go do said shit. The side missions like Baba and the Carriers Guild and the library. Oh, well, we need you to go do this and we need you to go do that. But as soon as you have finished those tasks, you're obsolete. You're done. There's nothing for you to do. Except climb your happy ass up skyscrapers and go paragliding from one skyscraper to the next. Killing zombies in the street that can barely respond to you. You can't tell me that the zombie physics in this game and Dead Island are inferior. You can't tell me that is inferior. That shit right there, you cannot tell me that's inferior to Dying Light 2. What you just saw there, the all the second to second physical contact between me and that zombie, you can't tell me that's that is old. That's like some crusty ass old version of a zombie game. Like, that is why Dying Light 1 is a darling. It is a darling in the zombie apocalypse genre. Okay? Because when you hit a zombie, they feel it. Did you see that? Did you see how that works? Did you see that? Like, I see it. Like, when that zombie is grabbing me and munching down on me, I can feel the intensity of it. You can't feel that. Like, you can't feel that in Dying Light 2. You can't feel that. Like, when you're slaying zombies in Dying Light 2, you feel sorry for the zombies. They're pitiful. They're Tiny Toons. They're like the animations for the zombies in Dying Light 2. You saw that shit in Tiny Toons cartoons. Yeah, so what turned me off of Dying Light 2 was the moment where every time I was following a quest line, a side quest line, whether it be the library, the Courier's Guild, and Baba, every time I reached that level 10 cap with the story, the game goes out of its way to make me feel irrelevant to the world around me. And it's a reflection of the story of Dying Light 2 overall. The story of Dying Light 2 goes out of its way to make your choices feel completely irrelevant to what's going on around you. But what really turned me off was the side missions that made you feel irrelevant, period. Like, as soon as you're done with the Baba quests and the Courier's Guild and the library, like, you're chopped liver. Like, you don't matter no more. Like, they don't need anything from you. Baba doesn't even need a bottle of fucking aspirin from you. The Courier's Guild don't need you to retrieve mail from some dark hollow where shit got dropped. The library doesn't need any more books. Believe me, I have bookshelves in my house full of books. Some of them are like culture defining. So I could list off at least 10 more different books I could have gone to find for that library in the game. Alright? But no. It's only 10. As soon as you hit the 10, like the 10th mission, you're capped off. The librarian no longer needs you for some magical reason. The Courier's Guild don't need you. Baba doesn't need you. And this moment right here. That moment right there. That moment tells you it's nighttime. Yeah, that feeling of dread. You are always waiting. Okay, you are always working your ass off during the day so you can get back to a safe zone before nighttime. Because lo behold, you don't want to be out at night. You must be here before nighttime. That was beautiful. Like that. Okay, Dying Light feels like home. It feels like home. I feel like I'm a survivor like everyone else, and I want to make sure that I'm here and I'm providing things for people who need stuff, even when no one's asking me for stuff. Even when no one's asking me for anything. I'm here. I go out and I find stuff and I sell it to the vendors because I want to make sure that I'm helping to provide for the community through the economic system they've set up. You know, Dying Light 1 gives you... They give you room to imagine yourself as a runner. You are helping these people. And Dying Light 2 just goes out of its way to shut you off, push you aside, make you feel irrelevant. So, like, you mean to tell me that Baba doesn't need anything? The Couriers Guild don't need nothing. The Librarian doesn't need one more book. You mean to tell me they don't need nothing? Once you hit that level, like the 10 level cap, really. That is just as bad as zombies. Okay, the zombie physics looking like cartoon characters from Looney Tunes cartoon. It's almost as bad, if not worse, because they build this huge world for you to explore and feel immersed in, but every side mission you explore goes out of its way to cut you off and make you feel like you are not allowed to participate anymore. How are you supposed to... How's a player supposed to feel immersed in your world if you don't give them every opportunity to feel like they're contributing to the world that you want them to be immersed in? That is what killed it for me for Dying Light 2. That's what broke it for me. It wasn't even the bugs. It was the way that the game went out of its way to push me out and make me feel like I wasn't needed and I was irrelevant to what was going on in that world. As soon as they were done with me, they were done with me. So what else am I supposed to do? I don't know. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's what killed it for me, Dying Light 2. Really bad side missions. Dying Light had some great side missions, and it made me feel immersed. It made me feel like a runner. It made me feel like people needed me in this world. And that's why I loved it. Dying Light 2 does the exact opposite. It strings you along for a little bit with a side quest, and then it shuts you down. It makes you feel obsolete, and it pushes you aside. It makes you feel irrelevant in a world that Techland demands that you should be invested in. I don't know about you guys, but that's really ironic. Your ragdoll physics are shit. Your side quests are shit. I mean, main story's main story, right? And I didn't mind the main story, but what really got on my nerves is the way the side missions, like, if you thought your decisions in the main quest didn't matter, yeah, spend some time playing, like, the extended side missions with, like, the chapter 1 through 10 shit. Yeah, see how you feel after chapter 10 and everybody's done with you. Nobody needs mail delivered. Baba doesn't need any more. She doesn't need equipment. She doesn't need pus from a zit off of a zombie's ass. She don't need nothing from you no more. Librarian? Oh, well, he don't need books no more. Like, it's frustrating to stay invested in a world that's constantly shoving you aside and making you feel obsolete. It's awful. It's terrible design. Oh, let's watch this moon. Does it go behind the mountains, or does it go in front of it? Look. Oh no, it went behind the mountains. Sometimes it doesn't always do that. Anyway, so yeah, that's why Dying Light 2 finally put a serious bad taste in my mouth that I can't get over, and therefore I went from being super excited about its potential and trying to look at the bright side. I went from that to hating it. I don't want to play it no more. I can't. Like, there were so many moments that I really loved about that game, but there are not enough to keep me coming back. Dying Light is Dying Light is a perfectly balanced action horror game. Dead Island, okay, so Dead Island, fantastic survival horror. This game, Dying Light, is a brilliant, fucking brilliant action horror. It's right up there for me with Dead Space 2. And Dying Light 2 is this generic ass, broke ass, but mostly generic ass action game with some really cool parkour shit in it, but mostly it's not even horror anymore. It's just an action game. Dying Light 1 and even the following, which I haven't really played a whole lot of that, but you know what? After having to trudge through Dying Light 2, I used to think I didn't like the following because of the buggy, like the cart, you know, driving that shit around. I felt like it took something away from the experience, but now I want to go back to the following, and I'm looking forward to it. Even though it's got a damn car in it. I'm looking forward to that. Because I don't want to play any more to Dying Light 2. Like, what was that DLC that's coming out? Like, seriously. Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome edition of Dying Light? Like, what is that bullshit, guys? It's a freaking like, it's not, there's no zombies. It's fucking warriors. You're gonna be fighting warriors to level up. There'll be a currency system, I'm sure. A tier system. There's nothing. There is nothing about Dying Light. There's no more Dying Light DNA left. Like, that DLC is not gonna have a fucking thing to do with what made Dying Light a Dying Light game. Like, honestly, that DLC tells me, like, it's, yeah, that DLC is another way of telling you that if you want a really cool actions horror game, fuck you. You don't get that. Okay? You either play their version of a Mad Max Apocalypse and love it and buy stuff they want you to buy, or you can fuck off, because they're not listening to you guys anymore. Alright? Best thing you can do is just play Dying Light and the following, because you know what? After playing Dying Light 2, I'm gonna play the following. I'm gonna play the shit out of it. I passed the following up because I didn't want to deal with the car, but I'm gonna play it, you know, and I'm gonna continue playing Dead Island, and I'm gonna pretend like Dead Island 2, like Dying Light 2 didn't happen. So for all those content creators out there that do Dying Light 2 stuff, you know, just to get views, that's, hey, if that's your cup of tea, that's fine. I'm a video gamer. I'm a video gamer who posts content on YouTube sometimes. I'm not a fucking content creator, okay? I'm a gamer who posts content on YouTube sometimes. And I share the pain of my fellow gamers when they're having a bad experience with a video game. I'm not going to sit there and pretend like the experience that they're having doesn't matter. If you're having a shitty experience, your experience does matter. If you paid $60 to $80 for a fucking video game and it sucks ass, if I paid the same amount of money and I'm having the same experience, I'm gonna share your fucking pain. Okay, because I'm a gamer first. Alright? I'm not a content creator. Shit. No, I'm not. I'm many things. But a content creator is not one of them. I'm a gamer who loves video games, and when I'm having a shitty experience with a video game, I'm not going to pretend like it's great, because that's what gets me views. Dying Light 2 sucks. And I'm sorry I spent $60 on it, and that's the truth. You all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening. Now, we'll catch you on the flip side.